Nero was Roman emperor from 54 to 68, and the last in the Julio-Claudian dynasty. Nero was adopted by his granduncle Claudius to become his heir and successor, and succeeded to the throne in 54 following Claudius' death. Nero focused much of his attention on diplomacy, trade and enhancing the cultural life of the empire. But according to the historian Tacitus, he was viewed by the Roman people as compulsive and corrupt. He ordered theatres built and promoted athletic games. During his reign, the redoubtable General Corbulo conducted a successful war and negotiated peace with the Parthian Empire. His general Suetonius Paulinus crushed a revolt in Britain. Nero annexed the Bosporan kingdom to the empire and began the First Jewish-Roman War. In 64 AD, most of Rome was destroyed in the Great Fire of Rome, which many Romans believed Nero himself had started in order to clear land for his planned palatial complex, the Domus Aurea. In 68, the rebellion of Vindex in Gaul and later the acclamation of Galba in Hispania drove Nero from the throne. Facing a false report of being denounced as a public enemy who was to be executed, he committed suicide on the 9th of June 68. His death ended the Julio-Claudian dynasty, sparking a brief period of civil wars known as the Year of the Four Emperors. Nero's rule is often associated with tyranny and extravagance. He is known for many executions, including that of his mother, and the probable murder by poison of his step-brother Britannicus. Nero was rumored to have had captured Christians dipped in oil and set on fire in his garden at night as a source of light. This view is based on the writings of Tacitus, Suetonius and Cassius Dio, the main surviving sources for Nero's reign. But a few surviving sources paint Nero in a more favorable light. Some sources, including some mentioned above, portray him as an emperor who was popular with the common Roman people, especially in the East. Some modern historians question the reliability of ancient sources when reporting on Nero's tyrannical acts. Early life. Family. Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus Nero was born on the 15th of December 37 in Antium, near Rome. He was the only son of Gnaeus Domitius Ahenobarbus and Agrippina the Younger, sister of Emperor Caligula. Nero's father, Gnaeus, was the son of Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus and Antonia Major. Gnaeus was thus the grandson of Gnaeus Domitius Ahenobarbus and probably Aemilia Lepida on his father's side, and the grandson of Mark Antony and Octavia Minor on his mother's side. Thus, Nero had as his paternal grandmother Antonia Major, and also claimed more remote descent from Antonia Minor as a great-grandson, later grandson after Claudius adopted him. Through Octavia, Nero was the great-nephew of Caesar Augustus, and Nero's father had been employed as a praetor and was a member of Caligula's staff when the latter traveled to the east. Nero's father was described by Suetonius as a murderer and a cheat who was charged by Emperor Tiberius with treason, adultery and incest. Tiberius died, allowing him to escape these charges. Nero's father died of edema in 39 when Nero was 2. Nero's mother was Agrippina the Younger, a great-granddaughter of Caesar Augustus and his wife Scribonia through the daughter Julia the Elder and her husband Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa. Agrippina's father, Germanicus, was a grandson of Augustus's wife, Livia, on one side and to Mark Antony and Octavia on the other. Germanicus' mother Antonia Minor was a daughter of Octavia Minor and Mark Antony. Octavia was Augustus' her elder sister. Germanicus was also the adopted son of Tiberius. Agrippina poisoned her second husband Partianus Crispus, so many ancient historians also accuse her of murdering her third husband, the Emperor Claudius. Ancestry and family rise to power. Nero was not expected to become emperor because his maternal uncle, Caligula, had begun his reign at the age of 24 54 with enough time to produce his own heir. Nero's mother, Agrippina, lost favor with Caligula and was exiled in 39 after her husband's death. Caligula seized Nero's inheritance and sent him to be brought up by his less wealthy aunt, Domitia Lepida, who was the mother of Valeria Messalina, Claudius's third wife. Caligula, his wife Caesonia, and their infant daughter Julia Drusilla were murdered on the 24th of January 41. These events led Claudius, Caligula's uncle, to become emperor. Claudius allowed Agrippina to return from exile. Claudius had married twice before marrying Valeria Messalina. His previous marriages produced 3 children, including a son, Drusus, who died at a young age. He had 2 children with Messalina, Claudia Octavia and Britannicus. Messalina was executed by Claudius in the year 48. In 49 AD, Claudius married a 4th time, to Nero's mother Agrippina, despite her being his niece. To aid Claudius politically, young Nero was adopted in 50 and took the name Nero Claudius Caesar Drusus Germanicus. Nero was older than his stepbrother Britannicus, and thus became heir to the throne. Nero was proclaimed an adult in 51 at the age of 14. He was appointed proconsul, entered and first addressed the Senate, made joint public appearances with Claudius, and was featured in coinage. In 53, he married his stepsister Claudia Octavia.